Well, I was going to be spraying beans today because I didn't know for sure that this show was going to be going on because they hadn't published anything for it. But last night, Shelly and I were sitting down to dinner and a notification came across on her Facebook that they had finally announced the show at like 6 o'clock last night. So, you know, go figure. So Dad and I hurried up this morning and got the trucks cleaned up. And we're here. So I'm not going to do a full big walk around like I did last year. If you want to see everything that's here, you can go back and look at the video from last year where I literally went and looked at every single thing. But this year I will try to make it into the engine shed, and they got another barn here that I think they just opened for this year that I didn't get to go into. So we'll start up in here and we'll look at the trucks in a little bit because they tend to trickle in. They really need to do a better job advertising this show. I think they could have something if they would actually, you know, not post it the night before.
Well, we're going to have it running. That's the idea.
So we had a picture there.
An original case. Might not be. Might be an original Old Abe. No Bessemer hit and miss, or is that a steamer? I got the hit and miss. I don't see a valve. I don't see a valve gear. Hold on, Teeter's being difficult. Some train bells. No Maytag. Back when you needed a gasoline engine to do your laundry. For those that have never seen it, this is a Maytag engine. And you use that to run that. Got some big line shafts. I'm assuming that there's a story here between that ship and this winch, I'm guessing. SSJD Marshall, built 1891 at South Haven, sunk June 11th, 1911. Because that's what our lakes are known for, is claiming ships. Well, that's an interesting... Collenberg, I'm guessing is how you pronounce that. Definitely a boat engine, or ship engine, boat engine. Something that small probably necessarily wouldn't qualify as a ship, but automatic oilers, big old bore. I'm guessing that's at least a 6-inch bore. And it's a diesel. Injectors. Where the injection pump is.
Well, we have a new machine that's being set up. Yeah.
Teeter, you keep screwing with me here. Sorry for all the turns. Teeter keeps getting tangled up. Man, check out that exhaust manifold.
And we're trying to...
I bet that thing's loud.
We're trying to research. There's no marking to who or made it or what the point was. So we're trying to research and then showcase how everything can be used. And then, you know, we have this, right? Yeah. Kids see it, though.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So we're getting here. We're almost ready to get the air in here. And then I'll have a display on pressure and gauges. And eventually, the governors. I'd like to
Hunks of coal. Surprising how light that stuff is. It doesn't weigh anything.
Yeah. So that's the hope.
Well, you can do it, I know.
Oh wow, thank you. My husband's helping me a lot, but everything has taken a long time. I've been at this for over a year now, so. Yes, different whistles. Talk about different whistles. We'll see. Hopefully by Labor Day I'll have it all set.
There you go.
But,
Yeah, all takes time.
sure does. Thank you. Thank you for stopping in. Okay, I'll be here. Hi there.
How we doing?
Thanks for stopping in. Got any questions, or we're just
I don't think I've ever been in this barn before.
oh, because we just opened.
That's kind of what I figured.
Yeah. Again, trying to have a museum to tie the Industrial Revolution. I want to have something to showcase the kids. Once we get air going, compressed air, we've ordered a display too to kind of engage them a little bit, to show steam and the power of steam.
Mm-hmm.
See where we've come from. So have you seen any of these artifacts before? Because a lot of things have just kind of been moved around. Obviously the winch engine there from the Canadian Marshall. It has a Dake piston system. I don't know if you're into, yeah. Some people just go, oh my gosh.
I know enough about steam to know what makes like a regular steam engine tick.
Okay, well this is unique because the Dake pistons go around apparently. They push back and forth rather than this way.
That must be what's in that gearbox.
Yep. So hopefully we'll get something displayed on that. This is from a tugboat. A fishing, I was just told today, actually a fishing tugboat. There's one up in South Haven that still is running. So.
Oh, the one that came off.
Yeah, this came off of some, in Michigan City, I was told. And I guess it's an oil driven, whatever. Too complicated for me. But anyway, and then we have our bipolar generator here. Made electricity.
Yep.
Donated from the Edison lab. That's been around for a while. I don't know where he's had it, but provided power over at Notre Dame for their first set of lights in their main campus.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and then they donated a ton. Yeah, so that's really special. And then of course our steam locomotive, our Tom Thumb, is very special to us. The boring machine, this is actually a reboring machine. So, you know, until the boring machine, the boring machine is what made steam be an efficient use for power. Until then, everything leaked. They couldn't, everything was handmade, so nothing was equal. So yeah, the boring machine allowed the standardization, which then pushed the Industrial Revolution going. So we like to always talk about that being so important. So just a variety of steam engines over there, and then I have governors that I'm hoping to display in a little different way too, to see how those work. So all important. All important. But the main draw is always the trains.
That's where the real horsepower is, right?
Yeah.
All right, good talking to you.
Yes, thank you for stopping in. Did you guys want a map or a card or anything? I don't know if you got all this, but we're just for the kids.
Yeah, I've been coming here since I was
Good.
so.
Good.
I know most of my way around. It's just every year we come here, it seems like there's something new.
That's the point. Get you to come back. Hi there. Hi. Yeah.
All right, we can look at some trucks. Some of these were here last year, some of these weren't. I don't see any window tags, so I won't be able to give you too much information because I'm not necessarily a truck guy, other than I know I love my B61 Mac. Well, all my B series Macs. I love this body style Mac. There used to be a guy that come up here that had a B61 tandem painted IH red with white trim and a black frame. Oh, that was a sharp truck. If I remember right, I saw it for sale. Teeter, let's get you untangled. If I remember right, I saw it for sale several years ago, and I don't remember how much he was asking for it, but I know it was a pretty penny, but it was well worth it for the way that truck looked. It was beautiful. And this one's a Thermodyne, so it's a diesel. Got a little scar on his front tire there. If I remember right, the Thermodyne was the diesel, and then was it the Maxidyne was the gas, or was the Maxidyne something else? I remember Thermodyne and Maxidyne when it comes to Mac, but I can't remember if I know for sure the Thermodyne was the diesel. That's what I know for sure. So that's a KB11, that's the big guy. This is a KB7. This truck's been here several times before. Same guy's got a really nice 3/4, I think it's a 3/4 ton international pickup. Same vintage. I can't remember what model number it is, but that truck's beautiful, all original. I wish he'd bring it back. And she's on the wrong side again. I don't think this case was here last time. Well, I know it wasn't. I know for sure it wasn't sitting here, because last time there was trucks sitting here. This is a 50 horse. She's a little crusty. Tubes look good though. Judging by the oil, I'm guessing she is in fact a runner. I'm guessing they just got it here for doing some maintenance on it. That's why they got it opened up. Oh, I'm guessing a Cummins. Yeah. I'm thinking that's a Cummins. Oop. Might be able to see from the other side. Teeter. Keep up. Yep, Cummins. The red was throwing me off. I was wondering if it could be an International, but I don't think International built. Well, I know they had the V8, but I don't know if International built these big 6-cylinder truck engines. Teeter. Simmer down. Sorry, this is last time we did this. I had Shelly, but her and Mom and Dad are in eating lunch. This one might have, I'm thinking, I don't see a blower. I'm guessing that one's an International V8. I'm guessing. I don't think it's a Jimmy. Well, it's definitely not, because it would say Detroit and valve covers. I'm thinking this one's IH powered. Oop. Yeah, I'm thinking that's the International V8. R model Mac. love the way they look, but from listen to anybody that's drove one, they say they were the smallest cab on the market at the time. We'll look at the old COE up here. I want a truck like this in the worst way. They're just so cool. Model TT. I think that's what they call them, T-truck. Or no, Model AA. Right? Yeah, it's definitely not a Model T. I don't know what I was thinking, but if I remember right, the truck model was the AA. This one's a Survivor. I could not imagine two full-grown guys sitting in here. Like, I'm not that big of a guy, and this thing will be cramped for me. You got what? Maybe 8 inches between the steering wheel and the back of the seat. Model B3, 1.5 tons. And it's crazy to think that a truck this small was rated at 1.5 tons. And then 50 years later in the 70s, you've got, like, our trucks are half again bigger than that, and they're 2-ton rated. You got a little bit more room between the steering wheel and the seat if you went to a Ford. If I remember right, this one belongs to the club. I think this one lives here. Oh boy, YouTube will be pissed at me. Hopefully the camera didn't pick up that music. That's one thing I hate about about the copyright strikes on YouTube is you can accidentally walk by something playing completely in the background that you didn't even intend to have in the video, and they'll ding you for it, because apparently the algorithm can't tell the difference. Stupid. So there's the trucks. I guess I'll mosey my way back to the engine shed and you can look in there to some of the steamers. And they got a little switcher sitting out here. Plymouth, or Fate Root Heath, same company that made the Plymouth tractors that got into the lawsuit with Plymouth Automobile, the Plymouth Automobile Company, and then they kept making the tractors, but they changed the name to what we now know as Silver King. Pretty good. Where'd you guys haul the Shay in from?
Oregon, number 15. It actually was at the Black Hills when we got it.
This one's their pride and joy, obviously. Not too many of these guys left. I think this one's a 4 truck. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 truck. Or no, 1, 2. It's a 3 truck. If I remember right, they made them in 2s and 3s. And this one's the big one. And if I remember right, this one is also, yeah, this one's also a narrow gauge, which I guess made it a little different too. Which that one, after they got it, the engine shed that used to be here burnt down, and that thing burnt to a crisp, and then they actually rebuilt it. So it's on its second, or probably by now 3rd or 4th life, but it did burn to a crisp when they lost their engine shed 10 years ago. It's been a while ago. 10, 15 years ago. Trying to find a build plate on this guy. but I don't see one. It does have an automatic oiler for the valve gear. Narrow gauge mogul, 1920, 36-inch gauge, 36-inch drivers, 12x16 bore and stroke, 45,000 pound engine. This locomotive was one of 3 sold to the United Fruit Company in Guatemala. It was later purchased by the Guatemalan Railroad. So it's been around the world for a minute. Porter. And then this one, if I remember right, I thought it had a plaque on it, but this one's a German locomotive. Or no. Yeah, I think. No, that looks kind of Russian. I know it's European. I thought it used to have a... Unless I just heard him talking about it one time. I could have swore this thing had a plaque on it that's... Or like a note card on it that said what it was and how it got here. One more look down this side of the shay. As you can see, there's no drivetrain down this side of the bogies because this one's got the side saddle vertical cylinders, and it's all gear drive, which is why they made good logging engines, because they'd pull like, well, like freight train. The Superheater Co. Superheater, patented in USA. Other patents pending. Lima Locomotive Works 3345. Engine number, November 1929. Just think, folks, this is what American industry used to be. Not only did we make it, but we mined the ore, we cut the timber, we processed the steel, we poured the castings, this was 100% American made right here, and now we can barely make a bolt. Stupid. And there's an articulation joint right there for the third bogie. Here's their carriage shed. I think they got it long enough they can at least back the big train in here, where not the big train, but that Porter with the cars and all, I think goes in here. But man, I'd like to have this barn at the farm. This has got to be 60 by 200 maybe. It's a big one. I didn't realize it was this big. Guess I didn't realize they had this many train cars. I guess I didn't realize they had this many trains. I think this is the one they get out further. They do a Civil War reenactment thing here, and I think this is the one that they use for the train robbery. Because it's styled like an American. Peter, you're all, how do you keep doing this? You're all tangled up again. Nope, you just did it again. Okay, fine, you can be that way. This one's definitely the German one. This one was sitting. This one was sitting up in the other shed last year. Seems like if I remember right, this one and then that green one that we saw earlier were actually at a zoo over here somewhere. Peter, come here. And they when the zoo closed, somehow they ended up with the engines. If I remember right. This one's for their Halloween train, obviously. They do a Halloween train, they do the Civil War reenactment day, they have a Christmas train that runs in December. And then I think they have normal hours almost every weekend-ish. Oh, a couple more little switchers. Is this another Plymouth? Kind of looks like it. Yep, another Plymouth. So, there's the quick tour. Oh, there are a couple things sitting outside here real quick, so we'll mosey on back out the front. Yeah, there's a nice original caboose and another switcher and a little railroad speeder out front here. This one's obviously for the Christmas train. I'm thinking that that's a modern recreation, judging by the way it's put together. I could be wrong, but... Oh, and then another Plymouth. They must have been popular around here, but this one looks bigger. Teeter's yanking on me again. So, okay, that's the grand tour. That always seems to be the big catch anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Too many projects, not enough time. I'm assuming you guys are rebuilding that there in the center bay of the big engine shed. There's that rolling shaft. Teeters on this last one. And with that, I think we're the last ones here. So I guess when Mom and Dad get back or get off the train, we're probably gonna be heading out. So when we were on that little diesel, I was talking to one of the club guys that was playing conductor, and apparently this place started in the early 50s as just a thrasherman show, and they had 30 acres, just shy of 30 acres I think, and In 1964 or 65, he couldn't remember exactly, they had a rich local who was into steam, because it seems like everybody that's into steam has to have money just by the nature of the beast. Bought an extra 130 and gave him 155 total. In 1965 was when they started laying the tracks. So that's how long this place has been here. I need to make it down to the Labor Day show. There's usually a lot more going on, because that's when they get the powerhouse running and they run the sawmill and all that stuff. But I always kind of forget about it. So anyway, like I say, when Mom and Dad are gone, we'll get out of here. So probably should have been spraying today, but got to take the day off. Got to take a day off every once in a while, I guess. It was Father's Day and it's Sunday, so what the heck. I can have all my beans sprayed in 2 decent afternoons after work. So I guess that's it for this one. We'll catch you guys on the next one.